So I'm good, sir. Thank you, sir.
And where are you undertaking this interview from? Which place?
So right now I'm in Delhi.
You are in Delhi?
Yes, sir.
And what are you doing in Delhi?
So I'm preparing for civil services side by side.
Where are you staying? Mukherjee Nagar?
No, sir. It's a place called Karol Bagh.
Karol Bagh. Oh, wonderful. And
Yes, sir.
where do you stay?
So it's around 1 kilometer away from metro station.
It's a PG?
Yes, sir. Sort of PG.
Okay, so and you have a roommate also?
Yes, I have 3 roommates with me.
And you are studying for the civil services with them.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, wonderful. So, how many months have you spent in Delhi till now?
So 3 months approx.
3 months. And how do you rate your preparations till now for civil services?
So I have just started.
Okay.
This time I'm not going to attempt it for 2022. But for 2023, I'm thinking that I will attempt it.
All
Right
right.
now, I have done my first reading of geography and I have started with history. And
Okay.
I think these are the two major issues I was facing earlier as well. So I
Okay.
thought, why not to start with geography and history? So I
All
started with
right.
geography and history. Yes, sir.
Okay. And how come sudden shift? I can see you've been very, very keen to join the defense forces. And now I see you focusing your energy also towards a very good career choice that is civil services. How this diversification?
No, so I won't say that I have shifted my focus. What I would say is I'm just exploring my options. That's all, sir. And also in the phase that I have understood, okay, I can clear my exams like CDS and FCAT. So I need to upgrade my knowledge and have a better understanding, okay, what is happening like in surrounding. So that's why I thought, okay, it would be better that I started studying for civil services as well.
Oh, okay, and what do you engage yourself with while being in Delhi on your free days when you're taking a break?
Uh, Not much, sir. Actually, I don't remember the last time I have taken break. Actually, I'm preparing for
Okay.
my SSBs also and for UPC also. So uh, I don't remember last 2 months I have taken any break.
Okay. So even focused approach also is very, very well appreciated. So it's understood
Yes, sir.
that you've got your hands full and so you must be very busy.
Yes, sir.
So I wish you all the luck in whatever endeavor you embark upon from here on.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
During the next 45 minutes or so, just give me a sec. Anara?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So sorry for the interruption. My daughter at times creates little ruckus.
No issue, sir.
So during the next 45 minutes or so, we'll be talking more about you, covering areas like your education, family, spare time interests, etc. in detail. So I've gained a good idea about them after going through the PIQ form that you filled. You may now talk
Yes,
freely
sir.
about yourself and your activities in greater detail. Suppose you tell me about your education from class 10th onwards, working up to your present level of education. I would
Yes,
be
sir.
interested in knowing about the percentages scored in various examinations, the subjects chosen after class 10th and for further studies, and also your future career options. Talk about your participation in co-curricular and extracurricular activities, including games and sports and special achievement, if any. I would also like to know about the teachers that you like the most and those who did not impress you much. Mention about the friend circle that you moved with while at school, college, and hostel, about your close friends and why do you consider them so, and any
Yes,
difficulties
sir.
in financing the education and things like that, etc.
Yes, sir.
You may start.
Yes, sir. So starting with my education, so I completed my 10th standard from Nutan Vidya Mandir, Bhagur, which was Marathi medium school, and there I scored 89.4 percentage. Afterwards, I gave an exam called Services Preparatory Institute entrance exam, which prepares candidate for NDA exam. It is a semi-government institute of Maharashtra government. After selecting there, I was sure ki what I wanted to do in my life, that getting into armed forces. I gave NDA exam and I cleared it, but got conference out. Then I took admission in civil engineering in Maratha Vidya Prasarak, Karmali Baburao Thakre College of Engineering, and in this 4 year, I was able to secure 75.44 percentage aggregate. In the extracurricular activities, I was participating in NSS activity. Then I was into the NGO also, and I was also part of earn and learn schemes of university. Then
Okay.
talking about talking about my teachers, uh, my favorite teacher is uh, Siddharth sir. He was a math teacher, and he used to give focus on each and every student, whether he is weak in or whether he is smart in the solving part. But he used
Okay.
to give attention to every person and used to make sure that everyone is understanding the topic. And he used to motivate us to grow better in our life, to improve our personality.
Okay.
So that's why I liked him the most. The teacher that did not impress me much, I think it was Mr. Sheloka sir. The reason being, initial part of the semester, he used to go off the topic while teaching, and later on, used to cover a lot of topics in one go. So we used to face problem with respect to that,
Okay.
understanding the concept of the subject.
Mm-hmm.
But after having conversation with them, and we were able to tell them, ki, sir, because of this approach we are facing problem and we are not able to understand the topic. So we are
Mm-hmm.
requesting you to take doubt session, and he agreed to it. We had a doubt session also. There was one-to-one conversation as well. Those students who face problem. So
Okay.
yes, we were able to overcome that issue as well. Then I was actively participated in basketball, korfball, and kabaddi. I was team captain of basketball and uh, kabaddi for 3 years each. Then talking about my friends, so I have from school to college, I have different friend circle, and there are 9 close friends I'm having right now. Out of which Piyush is my best friend, and the reason that I uh, like the most is he is too respectful, polite person, and he's honest with his approach. So that's why I like him more the most.
Okay.
And sir, the question that you asked about the financial problems, um, for my engineering, as my father is a farmer, so because of that, we took an education loan for financing my education, and so yes, that was a better. So that was a helpful thing.
Okay. Anything else?
No, so that's all, sir.
Okay, I would like to know more about the choice of your subjects after class 10th and for further studies, your future career options, and I would like to know more about your close friends other than Piyush.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So after 10th standard, as I wanted to go into armed forces, I took science stream, which included physics, chemistry, mathematics, English as a language subject, and physical education as optional subject. Afterwards, it was civil engineering, so all the civil related subjects were present in it. Talking about my career options, right now I'm 22 years old and I'm totally focused on my SSBs uh,
Okay.
and personal improvement as well. So until unless and until I'm finished up with my all attempts, I'm going to focus and going to make sure that I became part of the organization.
Okay.
So that is my first aim.
Okay.
And talking about the friends, except from Piyush, so I have both like male and female friends. So Atharva, Chandan, then Piyush, Siddharth, then Pragati, Pranali, Vishakha. These are my close friends.
Okay. Great. So, tell me, which are the various entries that you considered for joining the armed forces? What was your choice of service? Over the years, has it undergone any transition?
So, sir, for after 12th standard, I had options for TS entry and NDA entry, for which I appeared for NDA entry and I was able to clear it, but I got conference out. Later on, after graduation, I attempted CDS entry, FCAT entry, and technical entry, both TGC and short service commission. So these were the options that I had, and I filled up all the forms, and I was able to get all the entries.
Okay. So, how many times did you write the ND exam?
So I gave twice, and I was not able to clear in the first attempt, but in the second attempt, I was able to clear it.
Okay, and you did not take more attempts?
No, so I had only 2 attempts because of age. Afterwards, I got age bar.
Okay. And how about the other entries after 10 plus 2? Did you consider any of them?
So TS entry, I did fill up the form, but my marks were not up to the mark. Like I had 79 percentage for PCM,
Okay.
but I was not able to clear the cutoff of 80 percentage. So that's why I failed to have that opportunity.
All right. And I see a drop in percentage after your class 10th to class 12th.
Yes, sir.
Tell me something about it.
So my medium of instruction till 10th standard was Marathi.
Okay.
So it took time for me to grab up all the knowledge with respect to English and learning things around. So that was my major problem. But I understood my mistake and problem, and I worked upon it, and I think I did fairly good job afterwards.
Okay.
Although I could do better, but yes, that much I could score.
All right. So, what were your subjects in class 10th in Marathi medium? Was English taught to you there?
Yes, sir. It was there.
So, you had PCM, and what were the other graded subjects?
So PCM was for 11th and 12th standard. PCM plus English plus physical education as an optional subject.
PCM, physical education, and?
So PCM plus English as a language subject plus physical education as an optional subject.
Okay, so that means your percentage is PCM plus your English.
Yes, sir.
So that
plus physical education.
So if that be so, and if you had a PCM of 79 and a percentage of 89.4, your English percentage should have been more
no,
than.
Sir, no, sir. Sir, the PCM was in the 11th and 12th standard.
Okay.
Yes, sir. For 10th standard, I had Marathi, Hindi, English, history, geography, social science. Yes, sir. That I can't remember right now.
Okay. So, what is your favorite subject?
So, maths is my favorite subject, and I think it because the maths in maths we can find the answer in multiple ways.
Okay.
Like, there are multiple. We can go in multiple ways and solve the one type of question. So that's why I love maths.
Okay. All right. So you like maths, and which subject you do not like as much?
Sir, actually, I do focus on all the subjects, but I face problem in history.
In history?
Remembering all the names and dates. Yes, sir.
Okay.
But I'm working on it. I learned that after revising and going through certain period of time after revising, you can remember the names, places, and dates. So I'm doing the same for that.
Okay.
As it is a both integral part of CDS exam also, FCAT exam also, and UPSC civil services as well.
Okay. So when you were undergoing your 10 plus 2 and engineering,
yes, sir.
Which subject was your least favorite and which was your most favorite subject?
Yes, sir. It's both of them were same. Maths was my favorite subject, and history was my least favorite subject, sir.
But did you have history in engineering and 10 plus 2?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so talk about these two stages. That is from 10th onwards, that is 11th, 12th, and during engineering.
So it was mostly focused on the technical aspect in 10th, in 11th and 12th. And I think in till 10th standard, it was an overall perspective view was given.
Okay.
So this is one of the difference that I can see.
Okay.
Even in the graduation, most focus was given on the technical subjects. So there was no history and like history subject or geography subject.
Okay.
Or any other sociology or other subject as well.
Okay. So I have not yet understood which one did you not like as much.
So as I right now, I have to focus on every subject.
Okay.
I'm giving focus to each and every subject.
All right.
But yes, I'm facing problem with respect to history.
Okay. Okay. And after finishing your engineering,
Yes,
what has been how have you kept yourself financially stable?
okay, sir. Actually, I did not pursue any job, so I took money from my father only. So
Okay.
that is the thing.
Okay.
So my father supported my expenses.
Okay. So as I go through your the PIQ form,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
and I get an idea it must be very difficult. Your father must be working very hard. At times, didn't you feel like supporting him financially along with your education to assist him?
Sir, yes, I do feel that, and we had a discussion on that when I was with him after my engineering, after my completion of engineering, and before that as well, because COVID period was there. So I was helping him in the agriculture. So at that time we used to have this discussion, but he was very reluctant. If you have, uh, it doesn't matter whether we have money right now or not, we'll arrange it, but you please focus on the education. So that was his approach.
Okay.
And he just kept me telling, okay, you focus on your studies, get a good grades,
All right.
and focus on your interview also, so which will help you to get clear. So that is the all thing he had in his mind. So
Okay.
he said, you don't have to worry about money, that we'll take care of.
All right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Which engineering did you undertake? Civil engineering, as I gather.
Yes, sir. Right.
And what is this college, KBT College of Engineering? Where is it located?
Sorry, sir, I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
Where is your college, engineering college, KBT College?
Yes, sir. So my engineering college is in Nashik.
It's in Nasik itself. But you were in boarding there?
Yes, sir. Yes, I was boarding there.
And you did not consider staying with your parents?
No, sir. Actually, now the college was 60 kilometer away from my hometown.
Okay.
So, and there was no traveling facilities from my place. So that was difficult thing. Because
Okay.
from 8 to till 3 o'clock we had a college. So
Okay.
before 8 o'clock it was not possible for me to reach at the college. So that's why.
Okay. So you were a boarder there, right? And
Yes, sir, right, sir.
and what was the fee structure of your college?
So fee structure actually it variable uh, in first year, second year, third year, fourth year. But if we take an average, it was 89,000 rupees. As I'm in general category, there was no concession.
Okay, so you did not apply for any scholarship?
Yes, sir. We applied, but
But they,
it was a minimal amount.
okay,
It was
okay,
minimal amount, like 10,000 we got back.
okay,
So we again send that money as we have taken education loan. So we used to send that money to the bank so that at the end of the fourth year, that money will get reduced.
okay, okay. Also, tell me, like, as presently you are focused both on SSB as well as civil services, which are
Yes, sir.
quite diverse field. How do you manage your routine and how do you strike a balance that you are able to, because both are very difficult exams to clear. How are you
Yes,
managing
sir.
your routine?
Sir, sir, in the morning I wake up at 5:30, go for the run. Then I come back after 1 hours of physical exercise, running and no general exercise. And till 7 o'clock, I get cleaned up. For at 7:30, we have class. I have training. I'm taking training from Colonel Rajiv sir. He's conducting our sessions, which are
Okay,
for personal development and for SSB tasks.
okay,
So it goes from 7:30 to sometimes 9:30 to 10 o'clock.
okay,
After that, I relaxes a little bit, and then I start studying for uh, civil services. As the morning period, I find it is more perceptive. So if I study with respect to civil services, I will gather more knowledge.
all right,
Then till 1 o'clock, I study. Then in the evening, in the afternoon after lunch, I read newspaper. Then as I'm facing problem with the communication skills, so I practice like doing loud reading, mirror practicing, standing in front of mirror and speaking lecturer topics. So this is one of the things. Then I take 1 hour nap at from 4 to 5. At 5 o'clock, I again get up, clean myself, and do prayers. Then afterwards, after the prayers, I again sit for the like different tasks, practicing for bat and this OIR.
okay,
After yes, so after 8 o'clock that happens. So 8 to 9 we have again dinner, and after
okay,
9 o'clock I again revise the things that I have learned in the whole day. So this
okay,
is my schedule, and this is how I balance out both the things.
okay. And why did you choose civil service as a alternate career option?
So I think this is one of the diversified like career option when we get to when you go into the service, and you are able to serve people in a better manner. Like there is one-to-one connection with respect to that. You can see directly on the ground what is happening and how you can contribute more to that. So I think yes, so if nothing if uh, defense option doesn't work out for me, so that will be my option. But I'm going to focus on my first aim only, because this has given a lot of motivation at my village level also and in my college also. So I wanted to be more focused on my defense attention.
All right. So after homing on to defense and civil services,
Yes,
while
sir.
you were considering your career options, which were the other career options that you considered?
So if not civil engineering, if not civil services, then I will be working on the construction firm for 1 year again, and later on under learning from the firm, and learning some extra skills from that. Then I will be uh, working on the civil engineering field only.
And how will that assist you in your final aim of joining
Sorry,
defense
sir.
forces? How will it assist in your final aim of joining defense forces?
Yes, after I guess once I'm getting settled, I will apply for Territorial Army.
Okay.
So
Okay. And I can also see that you were very active participants in sports and extracurricular activities like basketball, korfball, kabaddi.
yes, sir.
how did you take out time with so much of academic pressure during school days?
So kabaddi, I started playing from 8th standard to 10th standard,
Okay.
and yes, I was mostly focused on education. So I wanted something to relax myself, to get the stress out. So
Mhm.
that's why I choose kabaddi. And the reason for choosing kabaddi was there was no equipments required for that. You just have to bring your extra clothes, get into it, practice, and so there was no equipment required. So there was no money involved in those days. So that's why I choose kabaddi at that time. Later
Okay.
on, as as I was more actively participated in extracurricular activities, so I decided to give little bit more time to sports also, and sports also helped me to build up my confidence and interaction with people. I was facing communication problems, so I was more into the getting to know about people. So
Mhm.
that really helped me out.
And how did sports help you in achieving that?
So I learned about initiative. You have to go and take the call. Yeah, I learned about the leadership. I learned about taking calls at certain times. Then I learned about camaraderie, cooperation, and coordination, because at the end of the day, the coordination is the only thing that is going to win the game. And the happiness that you get after winning any game, that is of another level, sir. So
Okay.
these are the things that I have achieved after playing sports.
And what position did you play in basketball?
Sir, I was handler when we were used to offense, and I was at 45-degree position when we are at defense position. Defense.
Okay. So
Yes,
you
sir.
were the handler, you said. What does the handler's role?
So handler's role is to remove the ball and like take the ball from defense to offense and make space for the shooters. So we
Okay.
had two shooters in our team. So I used to make room for them and used to pass the ball. And once ball get passed to them, they used to shoot from the appropriate, like whatever position they have. So that was my point. Whatever defense they had, like they used to take zonal defense. So I used to take people from one side. So they used to create a room for them. So I used to pass the ball and they used to shoot. So mostly this was the strategy for my game.
Okay. So who is the most important member of a basketball team?
I think each and every person in the team is equally important,
Okay.
because it's a team game and you can't go in by only one person. So
Okay.
I think each and every member is important,
Okay. So
whether it
that
is
is
shooter, handler, or defender. Yes, sir.
so that is understood when you have equal talent. But let's say at a school level, there must be some good players, some better players, some not so good players. So if we
Yes,
talk
sir.
about your team and you were to
Yes, sir.
rank order players, how will you rank order them?
Sir, I will, I will segregate depending upon their skill set. For the first set or for the first two sets, I will require shooters because they will have energy. Then I will, change them, play and bring out two other shooters. For the same, for defense also, I will change their position so that every person will get chance also, and there will be an energy in the game. And after some time, because you are running continuously, you will get exhaust. So you'll go out, you'll take rest, you'll come again, and you'll give your 100%. So that was my strategy.
Okay. And you applied for Indian Navy now,
Yes, sir.
and previously had applied for Army as well.
Yes, sir. Technical entries were
So technical entries in the Army. So what is your priority one? Is it Navy? Is it Army? And what is it?
so my priority is getting into the armed forces, because that is the central part. These are the
Okay.
choices that we have got. So I think my priority is getting into the armed forces.
Okay. So if you were selected both for Army and Navy,
Yes,
back
sir.
to back, one after the other, which service will you select and why?
Sir, as this is an executive entry, sir, I will choose an executive entry.
Not understood. Could you
Sir,
more elaborate
the
more?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have chosen Indian Navy as an when there was a CDS gives an executive entry. So in
Okay.
CDS, I choose Indian Navy, and for technical entry, Army entries were present.
But
So whichever executive entry is there, I will be going into that path.
so, as I understand, as I understand, after being a technical entry, also you could join. You had some career options in fighting arms
Uh,
or the executive arm, as you say.
yes, sir.
So
But
how is
I think
so
yes,
how
sir.
is technical entry impinging upon your choice of your executive arm, whether it is Navy or Army?
Sorry, sir, I didn't get your question.
Let's say you get selected as a technical entry in CDS. What are the career options available to you within the Army thereafter?
Sir, in my opinion, CDS gives you chance for the executive entry. And for technical officers, they have separate entry of TGC and short service commission.
Okay,
So in CDS, I have chosen Indian Navy as my first priority, Indian Army as my second priority.
okay,
So I think Army and Navy, these are just choices, but my central aim of is getting into the armed forces.
okay, okay. Fine. That gives me a good idea about your education and other related activities. I would now be
Yes,
interested in knowing about your family. Tell me something about the other members of your family, like parents, brother, sister, and grandparents, their education and occupation, and how do you spend time together? I would
yes,
also
sir.
like to know about the general activities at home, the ones in which you get personally involved. Whom do you approach for help when you have a problem or you want to confide? If you have any friends in the neighborhood, how do you spend time with them and in what kind of activities? How much pocket money do you get and how do you spend it? And if not, then how do you meet your monetary requirements?
Yes, sir. So starting from my parents, so there are four members in my family: my grandma, my father, my mother, and me. My
Okay,
father is a farmer. Yes, sir. So my father is a farmer, and my mother is a computer operator in Gram Panchayat.
okay,
Agriculture is our primary occupation, and poultry farming is our secondary occupation. I'm
okay,
a single child. I don't have any siblings.
okay.
Then talking about the time spent with my family, uh, I go on only holidays because for as there is no education facilities at Vaitana, I studied, I completed my education at my maternal grandparents' place, that is Vinsur Dalvi.
That
So in
is
holidays, Vinsur Dalvi, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead,
So
holidays.
in holidays, I spend time uh, like in the evening. That is the only time we get together most of the time, and we have dinner together. And sometimes my father asks me about my entries, how I'm studying, getting to know about my education and how my progressing. Also, they ask me certain questions about my future plans. Also, I ask them about like what are the things happening in agriculture, how we are coping with it, and what are the different things which have come up in poultry farming also. Who is new manager or there? So these are the things I asked, and they get to know about myself. Talking about the things that I have support to my family, I support my father in agriculture and in poultry farming, mostly in poultry farming
Mhm.
because it takes a lot of time and requires personal attention over there.
Mm.
And in agriculture, we have some workers as well. So my father stays with a worker, and I mostly focus on poultry farming.
Okay.
And for mother, as she is a computer operator, sometimes she needs in like typing or getting filled up the forms of the people who are coming for the help. So these are the things. Then filling up the LPGs and groceries. These are the things that I do at home at in the holidays. Then
So
I have, yes, I have friends.
Okay, go ahead, go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, I have friends in my neighborhood as well. So in Baitana, uh, whenever we get free time in the evening, we go for swimming as there is a river alongside the village. So we
Okay,
go for the swimming. And in Vinsuri, we mostly play cricket.
okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Whom do you approach for help when you have a problem or you want to
Yes, sir.
confide in? And how much pocket money do you get? And how do you spend it? And if not, how do you meet your monetary requirements?
Okay, sir. So I consider both my parents as equally close. But I think when it comes to the some situation, so I first take some opinion from my mother because I think she listens to me firstly and tell ask me different dimension. What do you think? How this problem will be solved? She takes out that solution from me only, and she tells me these are the things and this is how you can handle. So she gives me an alternative approach as well. So that's
Okay,
why I confide in her. And I'm talking about my pocket money. Uh, I take money only for the right now as I'm staying in the hostel. So I'm taking money around 15,000, out of which 7,500 goes for the room rent. Then 5,000 rupees goes for the uh, uh, tiffin, and 1,000 goes for the cleaning and the garbage that will come. 1,000 goes to electricity and water, and 500 that I remain. This I use for if I have to take any stationery or books. So this is how I utilize my money.
okay, okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. So, have you thought of some additional ways to earn some money so that you can ease some pressure?
Yes, sir. So there was in second year. Yes, I did. There was financial crisis at my home. So there was this extracurricular activity that I have written about earn and learn, which was university granted scheme. So it happened that I went to my sir and I explained there is a financial crisis and what are the things that I can do. So he explained me there is an university scheme that you can work in the college and you can earn money. So that day only I went to the sir who was coordinator. He explained me the work and told me that you will get only 45 rupees per hour a day and you have to work at least 2 hours.
Okay,
So at that time I worked in the second year and third year. So every month I used to get at least 2,000 rupees. So I used to reduce out burden of my expenses.
okay, nice. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And after college, you discontinued that.
Yes, sir. Because my parents wanted me to focus on education and don't wanted me to do this job as a supporting act.
Okay.
So I requested them, but they wanted me to discontinue it.
All right. Okay. That's very nice of them. So, when did you last approach your mother?
Um, I think it was before last attempt before going for SSB. I was
Okay.
skeptical about how to approach, and because I was getting every time I was getting screened out, so I was not sure about okay, how to go about it, and I was feeling little distressed.
Hmm.
So I've talked to her, and after she said ki it's okay, it happens. There is something better things that must be waiting for you, but in the process you have to improve yourself and you have to make sure that you remain worthy. So that's the thing. And she also motivated me that you don't have to worry about, or you don't think about the result, you just think about how well you can perform in the task. So that's how she suggested me.
Okay. And when did you approach your father for the last time?
uh, no sir, actually I don't remember.
Okay. And when did you have last disagreement with your parents?
So disagreement, it was there when my parents wanted to continue with the old methods of agriculture, and I wanted to bring out new education, new agricultural methods into the farming. But he was not sure because, like, what will happen if it is not successful, and it will not get worked out. So I requested them ki, okay, we can do one thing, we can take a expert's help, and we went together at taluka level, the agricultural place where agriculture officer was present, and we requested him to visit our place and give us knowledge about, okay, how we can improvise our product and increase the amount of production level. So after talking to the experts, and I helped my father also, so we use mulching paper and drip irrigation, and this is 1 year now, 2 years now. So we have seen significant growth in the production level, and also we like then we are talking about uh, annual income. It has risen.
Okay, so how much land does your father till?
Sir, we have total 2.5 acres of land, out
Okay,
of which uh, zero point 0.5 acres is utilized for poultry farming.
okay.
Yes, sir.
And rest 1 acre you put this drip irrigation.
No, sir, 2 acres, in 2 acres.
You said out of 2.5, 1.5 is for poultry farm?
No, sir, 0.5.
Zero point 0.5, okay. Okay, so 2 acres you
Yes, sir.
put drip
Yes, sir.
irrigation. So tell
Yes,
me
sir.
more about it. It looks very interesting. What is it? And how much expenditure does it incur?
Yes, sir. So if we talk about drip irrigation, as the experts also told us, there will be only initial costing of it, but it will be a long-term effect. So for pipes, you have to make certain arrangements like spread of the pipes, the and checking out the length, okay, how much length you wanted. That was the first thing. Second thing was related to mulching paper. He explained how different mulching paper are available in the market, and we must use only the one which are biodegradable one. So the costing of mulching paper is 30 rupees per 10 meter, and costing of pipes are it again verifies in like the quality. So it ranges from 30 rupees per meter to 50 rupees per meter.
Okay.
And for 2 acres, we almost brought 500 meters for mulching paper because we were not sure earlier how much it is required. And we brought 700 meters pipes because there is cutting also, and sometimes it got wasted. So that's why we brought more.
Okay. And what were your original ideas which led to disagreement when you approached the agriculture officer and he told you to go in for drip irrigation? What were you suggesting that your father did not agree to?
My father wanted to continue with the old methods like flood irrigation, which used to waste a lot of water, and there was bigger electricity bill, and which was not sustainable because productivity was not there. And because when you do bedding and spread up mulching paper, so there is an effective fertilization also and effective water system also. But my father was skeptical ki this will not work out as we are doing it for the first time. So I requested them ki yes, it's okay if we don't know, we can take the support also. There is nothing to worry about.
And where did you learn about
That's
this drip
that
irrigation?
the drip. It was there in our education text, but we in our villages nobody actually used it, even though actually they were not having knowledge also at that particular time.
Okay.
And after my father's success, other agriculture officers, other farmers also saw it ki how my father increased her produce, and they also adopted it.
Okay. And what were your
Yes,
other
sir.
suggestions to your father?
So my other suggestion included like instead of using pesticides, we had this one of the project that I did in 10th standard. that instead of spraying pesticide, we used to make solution of neem leaves. So it acted as a proper or good pesticides. Instead of spraying chemicals, I
Okay.
suggested them that if we make neem solution, it will help.
Okay. And where do you source this neem from?
So neem plant.
I know, but how do you ensure that you have adequate supplies?
Yes, initially we had less supply. We had to dilute it, and you know, what we did is we use the branches and take out the concentrated, what you can say, juice of it, and then we diluted it and utilized it. So it was in a limited context, but amount of pesticide that we used to use earlier that got reused.
And where do you source it from? How many neem trees? Where are they located? How do you get it?
So it was located in our locality only. Firstly, we saw how much quantity we'll require that in one season. So we saw for four there are like four pesticides. Four times we have to spray pesticides, out of which we cut down to three to the chemical one and one to the neem trees, because there is no lot of production with respect to that.
And
So
how
we
many
have
liters
around
per
10 to
acre?
15 trees. Sorry, sir.
How many liters of this solution per acre is needed?
Per acre, 100 liters, sir. So we
100.
had 200-liter barrel, so it was uh, spread easily.
Okay. Okay, fine. And tell me more about your friends in your neighborhood. What are their names other than swimming? How do you indulge yourself with them?
Sir, okay. So Sumit and Sagar, these are two friends I have over there. And apart from swimming, sir, problem is that mostly we are focusing on our farming only. That we have to work in the farm or the poultry farming that we are doing. So we get a very little amount of time. So in the evening, yes, we do. After swimming, if we get more time, then we share what is happening in our own life. And yes, sir, nothing much like general talking, sir.
Okay, tell me two things about Sagar which you would like him to change.
Okay. Sir, I think the first thing will be he is not much focused on his education. So I want him to focus on his education because just like you said, he has to support financially. So he is doing that, but he is neglected his study. So that is the first thing. And second thing, apart from education, he must focus on extracurricular activities as well. Because I think he is like me, shy person. He's a shy person. So I wanted him to get out of that.
Okay. And if I were to ask Sumit, what are the three
Yes,
things
sir.
he would like you to change in yourself? What would be his answer?
Okay. So that will be. So may I please get a moment?
Yeah.
Okay. So first thing is me to he wants me to be consistent in my work because he knows that sometimes I go off the track as well sometimes. So he wants me to be consistent with my work. The second thing is he also wants me to come out of uh, the only like the shy state and meet new people, get to know about the different surroundings, and get to know about how you handle the new situations. So this is the second thing, and the third thing will be um, sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall now.
Okay. That's all right. And do you agree with what Sumit feels about you, or you think he is not correct in his assessment?
No, sir, I think he is correct in his assessment, and
Oh,
I'm working on that because
okay.
I have learned that consistency is the only way you can succeed in your life.
Okay.
And for the shyness, I have understood this was the primary reason I was not able to clear my screening process because I was too shy to come up with in front of the people and talk about my what I think about. So
Okay.
yes, so he is right in his assessment.
Okay, but you said you have a lot of friends, and 9 friends you said you had in school. You have
Yes,
friends
sir.
in college. You have got friends in coaching. Then you have
Yes, sir.
friends
But
in neighborhood. Do you think you are still shy?
yes, sir. They help me to come out of the shy. But yes, there is little bit. Yes, it is already present because of my nature, I guess.
Okay. So how often do you go home?
Sir, in holidays,
How
like
often is that?
now there is no holidays as I have completed my college. So from COVID point from the COVID also, like in 2019 it came in March. So from March till 2021 July, I was there with my parents only because online classes were there. So that was the thing.
So other than your
And
classes, how did you spend time at home? How would you assist your parents in their routine activities, especially your mother and father? What was your conversation with your grandparents?
it's a generalized conversation, sir. Like there is only one class that I attend right now in 7:30 in the morning. There is no other classes. Later on, I go for my study and practicing thing. So only in the evening there is a conversation,
I'm
and
talking
it
about the
mostly
last holiday when you were home.
yes, sir.
How would you assist your parents and how would you indulge yourself with your grandparents?
So I sorry, sir, I didn't get you. What does that mean? Assist your parents?
In their routine activities, day to day activities, since you were on holiday and you were home, there
Yes,
are
sir.
a large number of ways you can assist your parents and help them out with.
Assist. Okay, okay. Assist. I heard assist. Sorry, sir. Okay, so sir, as I go there in holidays, I have set routine. Okay, I will wake up in at 6 o'clock. I will go to the farming, poultry farm. I will work there for 3.5, which include feeding, then watering cleaning up the water tanks. Then there are certain medicines that manager suggests us to put out in the water tank. So these are certain activities which I do over there, and it takes 3 hours. Afterwards, in agriculture, sometimes we have to spray pesticides, give fertilizers. Sometimes we have to, give it to only one, give to one like each crop. Sometimes it is not given in the like in the drip irrigated way.
Okay.
So in agriculture, this is the part. For mother, mostly as she goes to the work. So sometimes if she faces any problem, she calls me and she asks me, these are the things, and I need your help. If you are free, you can come and help me out. So this mostly include filling up forms because there are multiple people coming up, then assisting her in filling up the data which is to be filled up. Last thing that I have helped her, it was the one of the policy of government, Awas Yojana. So with respect to that, I was helping her fill up the data to the online media so that government will give an appropriate money to the needy people. So
Okay.
that's how I help her. Grandparents mostly. My conversation with my grandma is about her health and about her walking. Okay, so if I'm going on the run, you can walk, and sometimes mostly related to religious thing. He, she tells me the stories of Lord Ganesh or Shiva, Lord Shiva. So this is how I spend with them, spend
Okay.
time
And
with them.
what about your colleagues in your college? What are they doing?
Uh, Sir, they were from IT engineers, so they are employed right now. They are into IT industry.
Okay. Did you sit for campus selection?
Yes, I did,
Okay. Tell me
and
more
I
about that.
yes.
How did you enjoy
So,
the process and how many interviews did you undertake?
sir, I've applied for TCS and Elysian, and out of which I got call from TCS and
Mhm.
Elysian as well. I gave I gave interview for both of them, but I didn't
Mhm.
got selected in TCS as it wasn't my core branch, and they were wanted technical like computer and IT uh,
Mhm.
engineers over there
Okay.
at that particular point. Then for aviation, it was from my branch only. It was designing company which used to make calculation. Okay, how much stress and stress will be applied to the suppose there is a bridge. So how much stress will be applied, and how much load that bridge can be bridge can sustain. So this is one of the example that I can give about that company. But I didn't join the company, even though I got selected with respect to that.
Okay.
And because of the same reason that my fathers and parents wanted me to focus on my defense attempts and education rather than thinking about earning money at this stage of my life.
Okay. And tell me more about what kind of profile this company was offering you and what kind of package when you declined to join them. And
Yes, sir. It was
did you float in your resume online also to find a better avenue?
uh, for finding different opportunities in different sectors of civil engineering. Actually, I did not. I just attempted the campus interview selection companies which came.
Okay.
So they offered me 4.5 LPA package, and my work was as a designing engineer.
Okay.
That I need to structurize uh, the whole thing. Like the suppose bridge construction is there, so different parameters, applying different strength, different loads, and different strain condition, different length, different width condition. So depending upon different parameters, I have to make sure that this bridge will sustain.
Okay. So,
So that's all I know about that company, sir.
there are a large number of classification which is carried out for a road.
Yes, sir.
Some are national highways, we say they are class 70 roads. Some are state highways, and we say they are class 40, class 50 roads. Some are class 12, 18. What are these classifications and how are they generally decided?
Sorry, sir, I don't have much knowledge about that, sir, but I will read it out.
Okay, give it a try. Just since you're a civil engineer, think about it, give it a try.
Okay, okay, sir. Sir, I think the highways are getting classified into expressways, national highways, state highways, district highways, and village roads. This is how the classifications are there. So expressways,
Hmm.
it depends upon the speed and the lanes that they are operating on.
Hmm.
So for expressways, they are mostly six and more. For national highways, it is four and more. For district
Okay.
highways, are two and more. Yes, sir.
Okay, when we talk of national highways and we say, okay, it can bear this much of load, that is how, the freight moves on it. It is not that, any kind of vehicle is allowed to move on any kind of road, right?
Okay.
So why that, where is that, impingement on the weight? Why is it we say, okay, only 70-ton movement on this particular road or 50-ton movement on this road? Why this?
Sir, so I would like to take a guess. I'm not sure about the answer.
Okay.
So, so when we construct the road, the basement that we make out, it depends upon that how much load that we are going to that load it is going to get sustained. Now, if the
Okay.
base is firm, then we can say that it can sustain a much larger load. But if the soil condition or the base is not up to that mark, then we can say that it can hold the load.
So let's say tomorrow you get selected for the Navy. And since
Yes,
Colonel
sir.
Rajiv is himself from Special Forces, you got motivated and you joined Marcos. And you got
Yes,
a
sir.
task to demolish a bridge. Where will you place the explosive?
Sir, under the what it calls. Sorry, sir, I forgot the name. It is the first pillar or supporting arm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And
Because this is
okay.
where the maximum tension comes out.
Okay. And then what
Yes, sir.
happens?
So if we are removing the supports or the tension which they are carrying, then the whole bridge will get collapsed.
And how will you calculate the quantum of explosive which you should put?
Sorry, sir, I don't have any idea with respect to
All
that.
right, no issues. So I've got a fair idea about your family and other related activities. Let us now talk
Yes, sir.
about your hobbies, spare time activities, and various interests. I am interested in knowing about your hobbies, leisure time activities, and reading habits, etc. What do you like to watch on television? And if you have any facilities to access internet, how do you make use of them? Also, tell
Yes,
me
sir.
about your routine on a working day and on a holiday.
Yes, sir. So, of hobbies, I like to read novels. I like to go on trekkings, and I also do internet search. Like for it is mostly related to study purpose. I don't have any access related to television, but yes, I have access to internet, and I mostly use it for study purpose only. For reading novels, this is the thing. When I get bored from like uh, reading or like studying for multiple amount of time for 3 hours, 4 hours. So to relax my mind, I do readings. Uh, then trekking, I go trekking with my friends. Whenever we were on the holidays in the college time, so we used to go on the trekking nearby places, or sometimes we used to go meet at a place and just have some like uh, like tea or tea party, some like we can say. So we used to meet and we used to chat with each other.
Okay.
And
Have you missed out
so,
anything?
sorry, sir, yes, I'm not able to recall the third question. Will you please repeat, sir?
Okay, I would like to know about your leisure time activities and your routine on a working day and on a holiday.
Yes, sir. So after my like completion of engineering, I have lots of time for myself and for study. So most of the time I utilize it for study only, because this is, I think, is the turning point of my life. And so I must focus on my studies so that I can improve and get a better life for myself, and so that I can support my family as well.
Okay,
So there is nothing like there is a Sunday. Every day is Sunday to me, and every day is working day to me.
okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
So when you were home, was this routine different or there was no change in the routine while being at home also?
No, sir. In home, the priorities mostly get changed. The
Okay,
priority is also given to the agricultural activities supporting father and my mother. So it gets little bit diluted. But again, whenever I get free time, or not, I won't say free time. I remove time for myself for the study purpose to remain, connected with the what is happening in the surrounding.
okay, okay. So also tell me something about the ongoing Ukraine-Russia conflict you must have heard of.
Yes, sir.
What are the challenges for India? 3 points.
Okay. Um, First challenge is the sanctions that US may impose on us. That because we have already signed CATSA Act, and this is one of the thing. Second thing is delayed in the project that we have signed with Russia, and also delivery of S-400 defense system. So this is second concern to us. And third concern is disruption into the uh, because primarily we focus on the arm import and oil. So these were our most focus on when it comes to the Russia. But because of this war, we have lots of people, Indian citizen in Ukraine also, which are facing problem, because they, as they came back, now they are again facing problem related to education. So getting into educational institute and resuming their knowledge. So I think this is the third problem that we are going to face because of this war.
Okay, just hold for a minute.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm so sorry, there was somebody. Okay. Uh,
Yes, sir.
Now, taking a clue from Russia, if China attacks Taiwan, what should be India's stance?
Yes, sir. Sir, I think I think China, I think India should abstain his vote as well, because
Sorry, India should?
from as we go into the history also, abstain his, like, stay away from the war, because if we are supporting one country and not supporting other, then
Hmm.
it always create a reversion of it.
Hmm.
Because even we are having talks with commander level talks. There was 15th commander level talk which happened recently.
Hmm.
But if we see economically, there was still trade between India and China of around 100, more than $100 billion. And
Okay.
if you talk about Taiwan, there is a supply of chip that Taiwan supports to like give it to all over world. So if that supply gets cut down, it will heavily impact on our economy, mostly automobile sector.
Hmm.
So I think we should not support to anyone in the war, because
I'm
it's
not
not
talking
healthy, I think.
about supporting, but after China annexes Taiwan, what stops it to come back to Doklam and to Ladakh and claim the areas which it claims?
Yes, so that's true, that this is one of the concern. But as I said, because China also depends upon the chip system, the chips that Taiwan is making. So I think this is one of the thing that one of the reason that China won't attack it. The second reason, as you said, even if it happens, then in my opinion, Indian Army, Indian Navy, and Indian Air Forces, all three arms of the Air Forces are well equipped, well prepared to tackle any repercussion from China, and tackle them
Okay.
or defend our sovereignty.
But semiconductors already are under a lot of issues. The delivery of cars are taking almost 18 months, which are dependent upon these semiconductors. So, what are your thoughts about semiconductor being a reason of China not attacking Taiwan? On the contrary, it should be the reason that China attacks it and takes control of all these companies.
Sir, what I wanted to say is there is global economical disturbance now, as we have seen in Ukraine, Russia also. This will same thing happen in China and Ukraine, China and Taiwan war. If it happens, there will be disruption in economical activities. Now, as in the global level, we are looking at the global level, but in the domestic market, it will have a disastrous effect, as we are supporting MSMEs and small finances, domestic market. The government is trying to pull up the poor level of people and are trying to upgrade them in terms of education, in terms of skills. So this will again affect, because they have to give more focus on the oil, energy sector, and big things, and it will not focus on the education, which are mostly important, education or skill development.
Okay. And what are the various branches in army?
Sorry, sir.
Various streams, branches, armed services in army.
Okay, so there is fighting arm, there is supporting arm.
Okay. So tell me which all are the fighting arms.
Sir, infantry, mechanized infantry, and armored. These are the three fighting arms in the army.
Okay, tomorrow if you get selected for NDSSB, which armed service or combat support service will you opt for? What is your choice?
Sir, I have actually never thought about it where I will be going, but I think what I thought is when I go into the training, I will get to know about myself and what for which that I will be more suitable. So this is my primary thinking. So after training, I will get to know about more, because right now, as I'm a civilian, I don't have much experience about it. So
Okay.
that is the reason I never gave thought about it.
Okay. Which is your favorite basketball player?
So it's his name is Luka Doncic. He plays for Maverick in NBA.
Okay. And why do you like him?
So the major reason, as I like him, because till the game ends, he push his team for the winning. Like
Hmm.
even if there are less score for his team, he will make sure he will boost up his confidence of the team. He will make certain changes in the arrangements, or that he will change the strategies. He will tighten up the defense. He will go forward, motivate team, and will lead team to the success. So
Okay.
this is one of the reasons that I like him. Second thing is, as his handler and a shooter also, but it is not like he will only play for himself. He will take his team towards the success. Like every player in his team has score of 20, 20 or 20 plus, because most of the score goes to 100 plus. So every player has a scoring of 20, even after rotation also. So
Okay.
this is another thing that I like about him.
Okay. And what is your definition of success and failure?
Sorry, sir.
What is your definition of success and failure?
Sir, success and failure, I think failure is a temporary thing, and success comes with a hard work.
Always?
I think, yes, sir. Hard work and consistent. If you are hard work and if you are consistent with your work, success will come to you.
And what do you understand by happiness and unhappiness?
Happiness. So happiness comes even in the small thing. You just have to be present in that particular moment. And unhappiness, I think, uh, it's like a momentary getting bogged down. But once you are with your colleagues and with your friends and family, automatically they help you to come out of that situation, and you become relaxed, and again you feel good about yourself, and you become
Okay.
happy.
Okay. So it was a pleasure interacting with you over last hour plus. I hope
Yes, sir.
you also enjoyed it. I have asked you a large number of questions
Yes,
which
sir.
you actually answered well. Do you want me to ask? Do you want me to ask me something?
No, sir. That's all, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. And what are your plans for the evening now?
Sir, I'm going to read newspaper, as there was no newspaper today in the morning. There was, because yesterday Holi was there, so no
Hmm.
newspaper came. So I'm going to read newspaper on online media. That is first
Hmm.
thing. Second thing, I need to revise again related to defense knowledge. That I think I did prepare, but I was not able to express it much. So that is the
Hmm.
second thing. And third thing,
Hmm.
I'm going to write about the review that I have given.
Hmm.
Like I will have my own self-assessment with respect to the interview that I have given right now.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. I will now hand over to Kamal Rajiv if he has any query.
Uh, Thanks, yes. I don't know, whom should I say, who did the job well done, and you both guys were exceptional. It was amazing. Thanks to you, Ashu. Kunal, give us a couple of
Yes,
minutes.
sir.
Be there around, and we will connect again. And first, I would like to have a word with Kalash, and then I get back to you. We both.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Sure, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So we are going off air for a while, and then we get back. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Raghav, you stay on.
Th-
Bye bye.
So Kunal, how was it?
Uh, I could do better.
Have you logged in from two of them? You may like to log out from one of your platforms.
So will you please give me 1 minute? I will do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Done.
Kunal, how do you rate your performance? Give me self-critique. 1 minute quick.
6 out of 10.
Sorry?
6 out of 10, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, I'll now give you some points for further refinement and improvement. Firstly, you must stop beating around the bush. When a question is asked, listen to it first, take 5 seconds quickly to absorb and then answer. Don't look for perfect answers. Whatever it is has to be presented the way it is correct. Otherwise, this way or that way, you will find yourself getting stuck. Whether it is question about your friends, question about your subjects, teachers, your career options. I found you taking a middle path to give an answer which will please the assessor and which may not be actually why you wanted to give that answer. I also found that you tend to avoid awkward questions. So don't avoid, understand and give a logical answer and organize your answer and yourself better. And answers will get automatically organized if you organize yourself, your routine, your thought process. So that organization starts right from the day, way you organize your day, the way you organize your morning, the way you organize yourself. Everything else falls in place automatically. And apply stronger logics and think harder and better. And this you must do in your free time. And I found you a little weaker on your research as well as academic prowess, which I would like you to work more. You need to work little more on your self-confidence. I am conscious that you already work very hard, but there's still some more desired so that you come to the level which you want to come. Right? I would also like you to work on your verbal expression. You've been working hard. I'm told there are a lot of improvement, but work harder. So that was all from my side. Rajiv sir, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ashu. Thank you so much. It's really been a great session here, and it has been personally for me, and it has been a great learning. And please take into consideration whatever points have been given to you for further refinement, and I'll brief you in detail about this, subsequently after I finish with a couple of things at hand. Okay, Kunal?
Yes, sir.
Kunal,
Sure, sir.
meanwhile, what I want you to do,
Yes, sir.
whatever things have been told to you in generic, I want you to take lead from here, what has been told to you by Kalnaki Dosh. In generic, these are the areas for the refinement. I want you to correlate with the question that has been asked and why these things have been told to you. And I want absolutely critic threadbare. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the points. And I want it in two frame. One, what possibly in your judgment and why it has been told to you by assessor, how you correlate with the question and the answer that you had given to a particular question. And second thing, where you feel you could have been more honest and practical in your approach. वो किस वजह से कहा गया? That is more important. I want you to find out that answer. When I connect to you, I want absolutely crystal clear answer with complete honesty. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ashu. I'll just get in touch with you.
Roger, sir. All the best.
Okay, dear. God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Raghavendra.
Thanks, Raghav. Thank you so much. God bless.
You're welcome, sir.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me get connected again. Okay, sir. There was an option, site setting.